We're diving into the heart-pounding world of Korean dramas with the top 20 thriller K-dramas that have kept us on the edge of our seats. If you're a fan of suspense, mystery, and intense plot twists, you're in for a treat. Now, let's jump into the list. Kicking off our list is the psychological thriller Strangers from Hell, which takes us into the eerie world of a seemingly ordinary apartment building hiding dark secrets. Yoon Jong-woo is a young guy in his 20s who moves from the countryside to Seoul after his college friend, Jho, offers him a job. While looking for a place to live, he stumbles upon Eden Gosewan, a cheap hostel that shares the kitchen and bathroom with other residents. He is not thrilled about the quality of the place or the other abnormal residents, such as his next-door neighbor Seo Moon-jo, a charismatic dentist. Nevertheless, Jong-woo decides to put up with it for 6 months until he saves enough money to move out. However, mysterious events start occurring in the apartment, causing Jong-woo to begin fearing the apartment's residents. At number 19, we have Extracurricular, centered around 4 high school students who start committing crimes to earn money and the unpredictable dangers they face as a result. It is a story of high school students who become tangled in a series of conflicts and events that challenge human values and morality. Jisoo is a model high school student. To pay for his university tuition fee, he makes a bad choice. This leads to a serious crime that takes place. Minhee and Juri attend the same high school as Jisoo and they get involved in Jisoo's crime. Taking the 18th spot is Mouse, dedicating his life to the pursuit of justice. Rookie police officer Young Barium is an honest man with an honest heart. Working at a local substation, Barium is a steadfast officer who, together with his partner, Go Moo-kai, is always willing to do whatever it takes to get the job done. Finding true fulfillment in his work, Barium is happy with the life he has made for himself. But when the nation is rocked by the ruthless murders of a crazed killer, his peaceful life takes a very dark turn. Gripped by fear, the nation slowly sinks into chaos as a psychopathic serial killer runs amok. Always one step ahead of the authorities who chase him, the only sign the cops have of the killer's presence is the grisly trail of chaos left behind. Determined to find this killer and bring them to justice, Barium and Moo-kai eventually track them down. Standing face to face with the killer, Barium manages to survive the deadly encounter, but their meeting would change his life forever. Determined to understand what drives a person to such violent extremes, Barium and Moo-kai begin a quest to understand how psychopathic behaviors develop. But their quest for the truth begins to raise some very poignant questions. Questions that lead them to wonder, where does one draw the line between far and too far? Coming in at number 17 is Through the Darkness. Back in the 1990s, the citizens of Seoul were gripped with a paralyzing fear after a series of brutal attacks and murders occurred. A mysterious figure dubbed Red Cap was stalking women on the streets, then killing his prey, seemingly without provocation. His habit of striking at random made it impossible for the detectives to predict his next move. At the top of their minds is what could be triggering him. Aware of the American FBI and its successful use of criminal profilers to identify serial killers, the head of the Criminal Behavioral Analysis Team, Guk Young-soo, recruits Song Ha-young, a quiet, reserved, incredibly perceptive former detective, for his team. Guk believes using this new psychological method will give the police an edge in capturing Red Cap and ending his killing spree. Homicide expert Yoon Tae-gu and her officers question the value of this approach and are resistant to entering such uncharted territory. To quell their scorn, they need to convince that this radical crime-fighting approach will increase their arrest rates. Does Song Ha-young have the ability to gain the trust of callous criminals while seeing through them? Is he clever enough to outwit them? But more importantly, does he possess the emotional fortitude to withstand the process? Rounding up the first part of our list is All of Us Are Dead. A virus outbreak occurs at Hyasun High School. The infected quickly turn into human-eating zombies. Students at the high school must now fight for their lives while they look for a way out. Nam On-jo and Lee Cheong-san have been friends since they were children. They are 2 of the students trapped in a classroom and surrounded by flesh-eating zombies. Meanwhile, the Korean military work to isolate the outbreak and protect the country from an even larger outbreak. Taking the 15th spot is Kingdom. No sooner does the Joseon king succumb to smallpox do the rumors of his death begin. The Cho clan, the clan of the pregnant queen and her father, Chief State Councilor Cho Hak-ju, declares the crown prince a traitor. Questioning the circumstances surrounding the king's death, the crown prince and his guard, Mu-young, set forth to locate Lee Seung-hui, the last physician to treat his father. But the two end up stuck with assistant physician Seo Bai and a mysterious man named Young Shin in a village plagued with a terrifying disease. At number 14, we have Signal, a gripping drama that blends crime, mystery, and a touch of supernatural elements, as detectives from the past and present collaborate to solve cold cases. The past and the present collide through a powerful walkie-talkie. Park Hae-young is a police lieutenant who is an expert criminal profiler. Hae-young went into police work despite his deep-rooted mistrust of cops stemming from a traumatic event from his childhood. When he was young, his friend Yoon-young was kidnapped and later found dead. Hae-young saw a woman pick up Yoon-young from school on the day that she went missing. But the police would not believe Hae-young and stated that a man took her. The case remains unsolved to this day. Now working at the same police station where Hae-young tried to get the cops to believe him as a child. Hae-young walks out of the station one day and hears someone talking to him. He searches around and finds a walkie-talkie with the voice of police detective Lee Jae-han talking to him. But Jae-han is from decades into the past and he is investigating the murder of Hae-young's friend Yoon-young. Cha Soo-hyun was a rookie during Jae-han's time and is now an experienced police detective. Can this unexpected trio help each other solve cold cases from the past by communicating through the walkie-talkie? Coming in at lucky number 13 is The K2, a political thriller that combines action and intrigue, revolving around a former mercenary who gets entangled in the world of political power play. Kim Ji-ha is a former mercenary soldier known as K2 who suddenly turns into a fugitive when he is wrongfully accused of killing his girlfriend while he is serving in Iraq. He finds his way back to Korea and gets a job as a bodyguard for Choi Yoo-jin, the owner of GS Security and the wife of Jang Se-jun, who is running for president. Ji-ha uses his new job to plan his revenge on Park Kwon-soo, the leader of the current ruling party and Se-jun's rival, whom Ji-ha believes ordered the murder of his girlfriend. When Ji-ha is assigned to guard Go-eun-na, the reclusive illegitimate daughter of Se-jun, they begin to develop feelings for each other. But what happens when the person who wants to harm Na the most is Yoo-jin, Ji-ha's boss and revenge ally? At number 12, we have Remember, War of the Sun, a legal thriller that explores the complexities of memory, justice, and revenge as a young man fights to clear his father's name. Everyone thought he was a genius, but Jin-woo was suffering from hyperthymetic syndrome. His memory could remember every single detail every day. Jin-woo faces another tragedy. His father was falsely accused of murder. With his ability, Jin-woo becomes a lawyer to save his father from being wrongfully executed for murder. He uses his condition to his advantage, but the odds seem firmly stacked against him when he develops Alzheimer. Will he be able to prove the innocence of his father? Rounding up the second part of our list is Liar Game, a mind-bending series that revolves around a high-stakes psychological game where contestants must outsmart each other to survive. Various contestants take part in a game show with a prize of 10 billion won. The contestants who can cheat the others wins the prize. Contestants include genius swindler Ha Woo-jin and naive college student Nam Da-young. The heroine is sent a mysterious note inviting her to join the liar game and given a huge amount of money, and she is instructed to somehow trick the other player out of their sum. When she falls victim to the other player instead, her former teacher, she loses her money and, in desperation, asks a consummate swindler to help her win the game. Breaking into the top 10 is Voice, a gripping crime drama, following a voice profiler and a detective as they team up to solve brutal and mysterious cases. Moo Jin-hyuk was a popular detective who solved major cases, but after his wife was murdered by a serial killer, his life spiraled down. He is filled with guilt that he was not able to protect his wife and he secretly looks for her killer. Meanwhile, Kang Kwon-ju graduated at police academy with top marks. She began to work at an emergency 112 call center. Working there, a brutal murder case takes place and her father, a police sergeant, went to the crime scene. Her father is killed there and Kwon-ju hears what happened over the phone. Afterwards, she goes to the US to study and comes back to Korea as a professional voice profiler. Detective Jin Hyuk and Kang Kwon-ju solve cases together, chasing a serial killer responsible for the deaths of their family member. At number 9, we have memorist Dong Baek possesses an extraordinary gift, the ability to delve into the memories of those he touches. His remarkable talent, striking appearance, and no-nonsense approach have made him a world-renowned detective. However, his penchant for using fists before words can be a headache for his colleagues. On the other hand, Han Sun-mi, a prodigious profiler, passed the bar exam at 20, earned a criminal psychology doctorate, and attained the rank of senior superintendent. She's a genius in solving cold cases, motivated by a personal secret. When these two exceptional professionals encounter a serial killer with abilities beyond their own, a thrilling battle unfolds. Taking the 8th spot is Tunnel, a time-traveling crime thriller that follows a detective who mysteriously travels 30 years into the future while chasing a serial killer. In 1986, Park Gwang-ho works as an excellent and enthusiastic detective. His life changes when he's pursuing leads in a serial homicide case, and then passes through a time portal which transports him to present-day Seoul. He meets a new partner, Kim Sun-jae, an elite detective who happens to be a bit eccentric, but is one highly skilled investigator. The detective duo will also find help in psychology professor Shin Jae-yi. Coming in at number 7 is Stranger, a brilliant legal thriller that explores corruption, morality, and justice, as a prosecutor teams up with a police lieutenant to solve a complex case. Hwang Shi-mak underwent brain surgery as a child to curb his violent temper, which left him devoid of emotions. Hwang becomes a prosecutor known for his piercing intelligence and logic, but he is ostracized because he lacks empathy and social skills. He is also one of only a handful of upright prosecutors who have refused to take bribes. One day, he encounters a stabbing victim while investigating corruption. He meets Lieutenant Han Yeo-jin at the crime scene. They join forces to root out corruption at the prosecutor's office and solve a serial murder case. Securing the 6th spot is Save Me, chilling drama that delves into the dark side of religious cults and the fight for salvation as a young woman tries to rescue her friends. Following the failure of her father's business, Sang-mi and her family move to Muji-gun, where they have no friends or relatives. There she meets 4 young men, Han Sang-hwan, Seok Dong-kil, Woo Young-hoon, and Choi Man-hee. When Sang-mi and her family face some trouble, spiritual father Baek Young-ki of Gusenwin offers to help them. However, her family is slowly getting sucked into the pseudo-religious cult, and the 4 young men try to save her. Breaking into the top 5 is Vagabond, an action-packed thriller that follows a stuntman as he unravels a political conspiracy while seeking justice for a plane crash that claimed many lives. Cha Dal-gun becomes an awakened tiger in the face of his nephew's death in a mysterious plane crash. As an orphan himself, he had raised his nephew single-handedly in place of his brother who had passed on. Triggered by the large-scale cover-up of the incident, he sets off on a journey to discover the truth. Go Hai-ri is the eldest daughter of a Marine who had died during an operation. She has always wanted to be a normal civil servant to support her family, but life had other plans and she ends up as a National Intelligence Service agent. Their lives intertwine as they discover a tangled web of corruption behind the plane crash. At number 4, we have Voice 2, intense sequel to the first season, where the Golden Time team faces new challenges and adversaries in their quest to bring criminals to justice. Listen closely because skilled voice profiler Kang Kwon-ju is back. Working tirelessly at the emergency call center, she uses her first-rate hearing to save lives and catch culprits. When it comes to responding to emergencies within the vital Golden Time, Kang Kwon-ju is simply the best. Do Kang-woo is a mysterious man who's able to tap into the mind of a criminal. He also hides a secret pain that he doesn't share with anyone. When he meets Kang Kwon-ju, they reluctantly form a team. She can hear crime, he can think it. Together, they take on the most dangerous criminals their city has ever seen. Taking the third spot is Strangers 2, the sequel to the first season, with a new set of characters and mysteries that will keep you hooked from start to finish. The prosecutor's office and the police find themselves on opposing sides. The prosecutors, including elite prosecutor Woo Tae-ha, want discretionary power over investigations. Meanwhile, the police, including Choi Bit, try to get the complete investigative authority that is independent of the prosecutor's office. In this tense situation, prosecutor Hwang Shi-mak and detective Han Yeo-jin chase after the truth in a hidden case. Coming in at an impressive second place is Watcher, a riveting drama that explores the dynamics of power, corruption, and morality within the police force and legal system. Do Kai-kwang is an elite detective. He is thoughtful and smart. He is also proud of his record of catching criminals. After going through a series of cases, he realizes the importance of work done by the police on corruption. Do Kai-kwang then becomes the chief of the Internal Affairs Investigation Team. Kim Young-goon is a police officer and member of the Mobile Patrol Team. He acts cold to other people, but he is actually tender with a warm personality. He does not associate with other people. By accident, he happens to meet Do Kai-kwang. Do Kai-kwang got involved in the tragic affair, which Kim Young-goon tries to forget. To find the truth behind that case, he joins the Internal Affairs Investigation Team. Han Tae-ju is a popular lawyer. In her past, she worked as a prosecutor. She became entangled in a case unexpectedly and survived even though her life was in grave danger. She then quit her job as a prosecutor and became a lawyer. She meets Do Kai-kwang and Kim Young-goon and joins their internal affairs team. Will the trio unearth the truth about the fateful event that has shaped their destiny? And what dark secrets will they uncover along their way? Before jumping on our top list, we also have some thriller series that captured our hearts. The Flower of Evil Cha Ji-won is a detective. She is married to Baek Hee-sung and they had a daughter. Baek Hee-sung seems like a committed husband and father, but he hides his cruel past and lives under another person's identity. He deceives his wife completely. Cha Ji-won learns of his deception and chases his past. Tell me what you saw. Oh Hyun-jae used to be a top criminal profiler. He solved many cases with his skills, but an explosion caused by a serial killer ended the life of his fiancée. After the horrific incident, Oh Hyun-jae vanished and he now lives in seclusion. Meanwhile, Cha Soo-young is police officer in a rural area. She has a special ability which allows her to remember everything that she saw. Due to her special ability, she is selected as a rookie detective who will partner with Oh Hyun-jae informally. Blind in a world where countless psychopathic criminals roam the streets, it also takes a psycho to get rid of them. The extraordinary cop who thinks like the culprit in Psychopathic Ways. Detective Roo Sung-jun of the Muyong Police Station comes from a prestigious family of judges. However, unlike his elite brother Judge Roo Sung-hoon, who follows their father's footsteps, Sung-jun is aggressive and handles cases in weird ways. The two brothers coincidentally work on the same case in which the university student Baek Ji-yoon is brutally murdered. Although the case starts with the death of a young girl, the brothers do not realize the danger that comes upon the 9 jurors of the court. Beyond Evil, the story of two fearless men who are willing to go through extreme lengths in their pursuit of a returning serial killer. To uncover the murderer's identity, the two are forced to look deeper than what the evidence seems to suggest. And Kingdom 2. Following the events in Season 1, waves of the undead threaten to reach the capital. In an attempt to save the people during the plague and regain his right to the throne, Crown Prince Lee Chang pursues Jo Hak-ju to overthrow him, while the queen is in a race against time to produce an heir to the throne. And finally, claiming the top spot on our list is The Uncanny Counter, a supernatural thriller that follows a group of demon hunters with unique abilities as they battle evil forces threatening the human world. A group of people are called Counter. Their purpose is to hunt down evil spirits, and they each have their own special abilities. The group disguises themselves as employees at Noodle Restaurant. So-mun is a high school student and he is the youngest member of Counter. His special ability is his physical strength. As a child, he was involved in a suspicious car accident. His parents died in the accident and he was left with a limp in his left leg. Gamo Tak is a former police officer. He had an accident 7 years ago, which caused him to lose his memory. He is a righteous person. Do Hanak can sense evil spirits from hundreds of kilometers away. When she touches someone, she can read their memories. Chu Mei-ok is the chef of the noodle restaurant. She is the anchor of counter. Choi Jang-mul is the first counter of Korea. He is in charge of managing expenses for the group. And there you have it, the top 20 thriller Korean dramas up to the present. Whether you're a fan of crime, mystery, or supernatural elements, these dramas are sure to deliver the suspense and excitement you crave. Did your favorite make it to the list? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, share it with your fellow K-drama enthusiasts, and subscribe for more exciting content. Until next time, happy watching!